And then once Word has started, click on the template for blank document, and your screen will look like mine. So put the video on pause right now and catch up with me there. Start Word with a blank document, please. All right, let's rock. So the first thing on our agenda to talk about is kind of the layout of things here called the interface. That's kind of an odd word, interface. An interface is where two systems come together. In this case, it's called the user interface, where Microsoft Word is interacting with you, the user. So I'm going to work my way from top to bottom here in some of the automatic things that are set up in the interface. For example, this area right up here at the very top is referred to as the Quick Access Toolbar. Now, Microsoft makes a database program called Access, but this thing called the Quick Access Toolbar has nothing to do with that. So the Quick Access Toolbar is a place where I can put buttons that I use a lot. So I have the Save button, I have the Undo, I have the Redo, and then I got a fourth little button over here. As I hover over it, it says, Customize that Quick Access Toolbar. I'm going to click on that right now, and I see a list of things that I could quickly add to that Quick Access Toolbar. Some of them are checkmarked, namely the Save button, the Undo, and the Redo button. That's the three that are up there right now. I would like to introduce this thing, Touch Mouse Mode. Now, Microsoft knows that one of the waves of the future is miniaturization. So a lot of people won't be working on a big desktop computer. Maybe they won't even be working on just a regular old laptop computer. Maybe they're working on one of those nice new small tablet computers, like the Microsoft Surface computer. Well, if that's the case, it might be nice to have buttons that are a little bit bigger than this. I don't know about you, but I have kind of fat fingers. So if I'm working on some little small screen, it might be tough for me to use the touch mode and touch on these little buttons and get the one I want. So I'm going to add a choice here called Touch/Mouse Mode. And it's kind of hard to see at first here, but it looks like a little finger pointing at a button. And in fact, let me zoom in on this using some third-party software that I have installed. So here's the button that I just created, that I just added up there. It looks like a little finger pointing at a button. And if I want to turn it on, if I want to switch it over to touch mode instead of mouse mode, I click on that button, and you'll see two choices here, the mouse mode versus the touch mode. I'd like you to watch what happens to the buttons up here when I click on the touch mode. Bada bing, bada boom. Notice they get bigger here. And that'll make it easier on one of those little tablet computers when I'm trying to use my fingers to touch on the screen and make things happen. The buttons get bigger, and that's going to make it easier for that. Yes, the trade-off is that it eats into my working space a little bit, but particularly on a small screen, that's a nice trade-off. In fact, a lot of my friends just work with the rear buttons all the time. It just makes it easier to work on things for them, and they don't mind the trade-off of using the smaller space. So I'm going to go up and turn that off. I'm going to go click on the touch mode and switch it back to mouse mode. All right, so I'd like you to do what you just saw me do. What was that? I went up and clicked on the pull-down arrow here about customizing the Quick Access Toolbar. I turned on touch and mouse mode, and then I went and actually clicked on the button and changed it over to touch mode for a moment, and then I switched it back to mouse mode. So you go play with that for just a moment, turning on and off the touch mode versus the mouse mode, everybody. Have at it.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire, messages that forge brighter connections, and emails that get the